This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'll take one last look at the Belmont Stakes. We're 3 days into the Belmont Stakes Festival at Saratoga. I'm going to share my full card highlights for Friday, June 6th now, my full card highlights for June 4th and 5th. They were shared in recent videos. Now for June 6th, my top choice in the third race works for me, got the job done at 2-1. I had the double in races 3 and 4. In race 5, my top choice, Strategic Focus, was disqualified and placed second, but I still had the exacta and trifecta there. In the pick 3, races 3 through 5, had that one for 106. Saratoga race 6, Ways and Means, my best bet, got the job done, and she won very easily, and I had the exacta and the trifecta. I had the double in races 5 and 6, and the pick 3 ending in race 6. In race 8, Asbury Park, my top choice won, also had the trifecta for 176. In race 12, She Feels Pretty, my top choice won there, had the trifecta as well, and then a daily double in races 12 and 13. Now we're going to look at the main track profile at Saratoga for June 4th, 5th, and 6th to see how the track is playing this week. Now for June 6th, the track started out fast, but it did not end up that way. The first race on the main track was run at 6 furlongs, the front runner from the outside post, and that post was post 6 and was the favorite as well. 7 furlongs was the next main track race. A stalker from post 1 got the job done, and that was a 9-1 first-time starter. 7 furlong, next race was a stalker from second from post 7. That was the betting favorite there. Mile in 8th was the next main track race. Front runner from post 2 was placed first through disqualification there at 3-1 odds. Now the favorite stalked the pace, crossed the line in first, but came over on the stablemate in the stretch and was demoted and placed second. The 7 furlong grade 2 Bed of Roses, 1-2 favorite Ways and Means, broke from post 3, chased the pace from second, and won by more than 7 lengths. In race 9, it was the grade 1 Ogden Phipps at a mile in 1/8. The track was sloppy and sealed. And then the reins hit at this point. So all of those races that I mentioned earlier were run on a fast track. The Ogden Phipps was the first one run on a wet track, and it was sloppy and sealed, and Dazzling Move set the pace from post 2. Darth Vader from post 1 chased the pace, was sitting third early, then moved up to second, and then wore down Dazzling Move and won the race by more than 4 lengths. In race 10, the Belmont Gold Cup, now this was supposed to be a race run at 2 miles on the turf course. It was moved off the turf course and run at 1 3/4 miles in the slop, and Parchment Party rallied from the back of the pack and won that race by more than 8 lengths. Now, I wouldn't read anything into that race. This is the only race where we had a closing winner all week. It was a 2-mile race off the turf, run at 1 3/4 in the slop. And in this off the turf marathon, I think it was an aberration based on the way the track was playing all week. Race 12, the grade 1 Acorn, 1 1/8 in the slop, and La Cara set the pace from post 3 and just won the race. Never was headed. Good effort there. Now, Good Cheer was undefeated heading into this race. Did not have the smoothest beginning, always looked uncomfortable, finished next to last, and Good Cheer was one that liked to rally from off the pace. So we've seen this multiple times this week, not that they were necessarily all poor efforts, but horses trying to rally from the back of the pack are struggling on this main track at Saratoga. They can hit the board, but they're not winning these races. And this race, this Acorn, definitely proves my theory when I was talking about the wet tracks and how all wet tracks are different, because Good Cheer dusted La Cara in the slop in the Kentucky Oaks at Churchill Downs, but that form was completely reversed in the slop at Saratoga. In race 14, 7 furlongs in the slop, maiden special weight, and a 13-1 front runner hit the post, upset the favored 1 1/8 entry by more than 6 lengths. For the winning connections on Friday, John Velasquez rode 4 winners. 3 of those were stakes wins, and Flavien Prat also won 4 winnings, booted home 4 horses. So a good day for John Velasquez and Flavien Prat, 4 winners each. Dylan Davis had a couple of winners. He would have had 3 winners, but he was disqualified and placed second behind Pratt in an earlier race on the card. Now, Chad Brown saddled 4 winners and finished first and second in 3 of those races. So a big day for trainer Chad Brown, and Flavien Prat rode 3 of his winners. And Bill Mott saddled 2 winners as well. So the total main track races, June 4th through 6th, we had 17 races on the main track. Front running winners, we had 10 horses go wire to wire. Stalking from second, we had 4 winners. Stalking from third, we had 1. Stalk from mid-pack, 1, and then 1 closing winner. That was at 1 3/4. I mentioned that one. And as I said in yesterday's wet track video, the main track at Saratoga typically rewards horses with early pressing speed based on the way the track historically plays at Saratoga, how it played during Belmont Stakes week in 2024, how it played in the Belmont Stakes last year as well, and how it is playing this year through the first 3 days of the Belmont Festival. You definitely need to be forwardly placed to win these races. As I said, 10 running winners in 17 races. Horses stalking from second won 4 times. So 14 of the 17 races were won by horses right up on the pace, and front runners can definitely be dangerous, but you need to be within hailing distance. You don't want to be coming from far back. We'll have to see if that continues to be the case tomorrow. We'll have to see how the track looks because there's a 45% chance of light rain on Saturday at Saratoga. And I checked up the hourly forecast as well. And the best chance of rain is between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. So we could end up having a drying out track if that does hold up. So based on all of the track profile data that I have compiled of the Belmont horses that most benefit from the way the track is playing, I would have to say Rodriguez, Crudo, Baeza, and Journalism, and Hill Road and Sovereignty are hurt the most by this track profile this week. And the race shape is definitely going to come into play as well. We're going to have to see what kind of pace do we get. Are we going to have a fast pace in the Belmont or a more controlled tempo? I'm not seeing a lightning fast pace in the Belmont this year. Rodriguez is the inside speed, breaking from post 3, and the 2 horses to his inside don't have any speed, so he should be able to get over to the rail and set the pace. Crudo probably has the second best early speed. He's breaking from the middle of the pack, and I can see him just tracking Rodriguez, and the pace probably won't be super fast. And also, you have Mike Smith aboard Rodriguez. You have John Velasquez aboard Crudo, 2 Hall of Fame riders, veteran riders. They're not going to get caught in a speed duel at 1.25 miles. And Flavien Prat's aboard Baeza. He's one that likes to stalk the pace. Prat's the reigning Eclipse champion rider. He's riding on top of his game, and I don't think he's going to do anything foolish and try to heat up the pace either. He's going to stalk while out in the clear. And then you have Journalism under Umberto Rispoli, and he is taking some heat for his recent rides aboard Journalism, especially in the Preakness. And I do agree that Journalism, he had less than ideal trips, but that's in his last 3 starts now in the Santa Anita Derby, the Kentucky Derby, and the Preakness. But most of it really wasn't rider error. It had to do with the post positions that he was drawing and a little bit of bad racing luck as well. In the Santa Anita Derby, he was hemmed down on the inside by Bob Baffert trainee Barnes that day. And with that inner post, he had to work his way out. He worked through. He was able to win that. In the Kentucky Derby, we saw Citizen Bull veer out at the start from the inside post. He caused an early chain reaction in the Kentucky Derby. Journalism was pushed out of early position. And then in the Preakness, he was drawn inside again. Rispoli was trying to take advantage of these inner posts in the Santa Anita Derby and the Preakness, and he was trying to save some ground. But then he ended up getting in trouble. But this time, Journalism is in a better post. And I do follow Southern California racing on a daily basis. I've done so for many years. Rispoli is one of the sharpest riders on that circuit, and he's a great judge of pace as well. So with Journalism's outer draw in the Belmont, I do expect him to be much more forwardly placed while out in the clear. His trainer, Michael McCarthy, wanted him within 5 lengths of the lead in the Kentucky Derby, but that was never going to happen after Citizen Bull was able to veer out at the start, messed up his early position there. But you look at his earlier starts, he was able to get into a good tactical position, especially in the San Felipe Stakes, and then also in the Los Al Futurity. And that's the kind of trips I'm expecting him to get. He's going to get out there in the clear, tracking the pace. And you can check out my Belmont Stakes analysis video and my wet track video if you have not seen those videos already. And they will be conducting 2 more live days of racing at Saratoga for Belmont Week for June 7th and 8th. And I'm going to be covering those full cards for both of those days, including Belmont Stakes Day, Saturday, June 7th. My Belmont card is complete. If you'd like that now, you can get that right on my site. I'm still working on the Sunday, June 8th card. I'll have that finished tomorrow. And I will update my suggested wagers after morning scratches. You can find my full cards at therunawayhorse.com on my shop page, and I will add a link to that Runaway Horse shop page in the video description below. I've been covering full cards for a long time. I've had a lot of success in the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness this year, more than $1,400 in winning tickets for both of those races for my full cards. And now we're going to try to hit the Belmont, and I've hit the Belmont in 8 of the last 11 years, so let's see if I can get the Belmont this year as well. And like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. Keep checking my channel for all of these horse racing videos. I post many horse racing videos each day on my channel, or at least each week. I have a lot of content on there, and I try to get something up each day. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.